Good Tuesday evening. Welcome to BCP Live. Hi, I'm Joey McWilliams, and I have some Southeastern blue. Okay, it's a little bit darker blue, but it's blue behind me and blue in the screen around me. Why? Because Southeastern, the Savage Storm volleyball team, is still in the playoff hunt. That's right. So they won tonight, and it was a 5-set match over Northwestern. A big win for Southeastern. So congratulations to Coach Nicole Solom-Mitchell and all of the Southeastern Savage Storm volleyball team. That's where we were last Tuesday night, broadcasting live from Bloomer Sullivan Gymnasium. Well, Southeastern, and they're down at the, in the bottom half of the rankings. However, in the Great American Conference, with the win tonight, they are 5-10 in GAC play. The loss put Northwestern at 5-10 in GAC play. And up to the moment, live update from Bethany, Oklahoma. Southern Nazarenes 5-9 with a loss tonight. They go to 5-10, and they are trailing 2-1, although they're ahead right now in the fourth set, trying to take it to a fifth set against East Central. This could be, everything be on the line for Southeastern volleyball on, what is the next match? Thursday? Anyway, whenever they play next, I'm trying to get that down, that they still have a chance to make the playoffs. That is cool. Southeastern football still has a chance to make the playoffs too, as the Savage Storm is ranked number 8 in the Super Region 3 regional rankings. They take the top 7 teams. So Southeastern needs to beat East Central. When do we not need to beat East Central? But they need to beat East Central and hope for a little bit of help. Hey, listen, it is a big time this week. Football, volleyball, Southeastern in the playoff picture. I don't think you can ask for anything more than that. And I will ask my guest that right now. Daryl Holaday from Pro Image, who knows a thing or two about sports, because, man, he is definitely taking care of all of the sports paraphernalia in the Bryan County area and beyond. So, Daryl, let me ask you this really quickly before I give you the better introduction. Could we ask for anything more at this point? I mean, we're heading into the last week of the season in volleyball, the last game, which is coming up. Southeastern won tonight, last game of the season in football, and we're talking about Southeastern possibly being in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Me and Melissa are both graduates of Southeastern. I remember back in the day, we had some teams make some runs like that. So it's exciting to see. And even more than that, too, is huge shout out to all the Bryan County teams over the last couple of months that have brought home some state titles, some runner-ups. Just right now, sports in Bryan County is getting a lot of recognition. We've got a lot of great athletes around here, and we're just super excited for all of them.
That's a very good point. And I don't think I mentioned it as much as I should. Durant softball state semifinalists, Caddo softball state champions, Silo softball state champions, Silo baseball state champions. We are well represented in this area, and so that's really cool. I believe, and well, no, I know. I actually was on the broadcast for the last call, the last time Southeastern football was in the playoffs, and that was Coach Keith Baxter's final year as the head coach. That goes back to 2004. So it's been a while since Southeastern's made it to the playoffs. Now, they were in a bowl game a few years back, taking on Central Missouri in the Live United Bowl. And just, if it doesn't work out that Southeastern makes the playoffs, they could very well be in line for another bowl game. So that could be cool too. But it is time for me to get to visit with my guest tonight. And Daryl, first off, I just enjoy talking sports with you. I enjoy talking anything with you. Daryl Holaday, who owns and operates with his family Pro Image here in Durant. Listen, they can take care of all of your sporting paraphernalia needs. We're talking clothes, we're talking all the cool swag, we're talking all of the collectibles and more. And I know that you can present this a lot better than I can. However, I would say this. I'm so glad that we have a place like yours here in Durant. We don't have to go to Dallas anymore. We don't have to go to Oklahoma City, Kansas City, wherever it may be. I've made a number of trips to Kansas City with Jody and her family going back to Missouri, and we stopped at places up there to find what you have right here in Bryan County. And man, I'm just so glad you're here. So tell us really quickly about your store and let's visit for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And we hear that same sentiment probably 3 or 4 times a week, especially from customers that are finding us and realizing that we're there. It's always been a dream of mine. I'm kind of out there. I'm a Cubs fan. I'm a Irish fan. I'm a Celtics fan. So finding gear for myself has always been a challenge, and really that's kind of what led me down this road. And took a couple of years for us to pull the trigger on the thing. And there's a lot of uncertainty and risk in going in business for yourself, but I really have a passion for it, and it's something that we need around here. We've been really, really surprised about the diversity of the fan base across the NFL and MLB and NBA and collegiate. As most people probably don't like to hear, not everybody's an OU fan around here, but we have gear for just about everybody, and really that's what it's about. It's about being able to find a T-shirt or a hat, some novelty items. Some of our big items are they're like a tiki totem. It's got some different things on it: cupware, drinkware. We got beach towels. So it's really, we're trying to diversify as much as we can, which is scary. But we really want something in the store for every fan base. And if we don't have it, we can get it for the most part, other than last year and a half of the pandemic going on. But
what a great
really,
time
that's
to
our
open a
goal,
business, man.
You walk in and you're going to find something for your fan base.
Well, listen, I'm always impressed, And you went to the east side of the country there with some of your different fans. I as I was a teenager, I was going out west. I'm a Seahawks fan. I know that Melissa knows that, your wife, definitely. But when Clyde Drexler was playing in the NBA, most of his career, he was at Portland. I was a Portland Trailblazers fan. And so, yeah, you didn't find a lot of that around this area, for a while. But I know, and I've seen it in your store, you have those things. You've got me taken care of. So let's talk about that really quickly, because when I walk into the store, and I try to come in regularly to not only to visit with you, but to get some OSU things. You have OSU stuff too, besides just OU, just in case anyone was wanting to know. He has Texas things too. But I go in and get to visit with you. I'm never unimpressed. I'm always impressed. I don't know how to say that right. I'm always impressed looking around the store and seeing how full it is and how many things are there, which right now is a challenge, because I mean, the two scariest words right now almost are supply chain. I mean, you hear a supply chain and boom, I mean, all of a sudden you're thinking scary things, and the Grinch is taking away Christmas.
It is. It's a challenge. And so everybody sees the pictures of the ship sitting off the coast of California. They're backing up now off the coast of Florida. They're starting to ship some through the Gulf of Mexico. But everything, and one of the things I always try to stress is like where a lot of our product comes from. So everything that's sitting on those boats isn't from China. There's manufacturers all across this world where these products come from. And even though some products that are made in the U.S., there's still materials that come from other countries. So they may make it here, but the plastic isn't manufactured here, or the metal's not manufactured here. So a lot of our suppliers are waiting on raw material. Right now, I kind of foresaw some of this early on this year, and I ordered ahead of time, which has kind of helped a little bit. So we are full on a lot of things. A lot of things that should have been here in the summer are now showing up. So on top of some of the things that are supposed to show up now. So we're really going to be over full. And I think you're going to see that with a lot of your small town, locally owned retailers, is that they're going to have an abundance of stuff in the store. But there's still going to be a huge setback on the supply chain. Once the things get to the port, you got to have truck drivers to load the trucks and load the trailers and get them. Once they get them out of the port, you got to have people at the factories or at the warehouses that can unload them. You got to have warehouse workers that can ship the stuff once it gets there. So it's a huge domino effect that affects everything. And we see it at our restaurants. We see it at some of the big box retailers, so the small retailers, they're being affected the same way.
Well, then, how does that really? Let's see how that plays out, because I know that people are we want to shop local too, but there are people who are shopping online, and is the supply chain, how's that affecting the online shopping too?
Yeah, definitely. It's and I've learned more and more. Of course, we do sell some things online. I don't sell all of my product online because I put this store in Durant and for Bryan County and for the surrounding areas.
And thank you.
Absolutely. But we do offer some things online. If I've got jerseys or hats that's sitting in the store for 6-8 months, I'm going to put them online, because it's still, at the end of the day, I got to move product in order to bring in new product. But you got to be real cautious, especially now. I've shopped myself online some things, and there's some retailers online where you order something, and if you don't watch every little click on a website, you're going to end up with an alternate product. So you have to be careful about what you're ordering. You have to unselect things so that you don't end up with something that you didn't order. The other thing is, a lot of your big retailers and online retailers, they're also waiting on the same product that we're waiting on. And I'm talking just local retailers in general. Funny story, over the last, I don't know, month and a half, 2 months, of course, OU football's been going crazy. OSU's been doing great. People are going to games, and I've had, I don't know, half a dozen people come to the store. They had ordered online. They're going to the game this weekend, and their stuff's not in.
Yeah.
So they come in, they buy it from me. Now, granted, they didn't know we were there. They found out after the fact. But that's case in point that check with your local retailers. Go searching on Google. Go look for those places, because there may be something there that'll meet that need. Because you're going to wait if it's online. Atlanta Braves won the World Series on Tuesday. I had championship hats in my store on Friday. So if you ordered online, you're still waiting on it, right? So had a lady come in Friday, and she's like calling her friend that had ordered online. She's like, "Hey, I got my hat right now." So check with local retailers, not just my store. Check with all local retailers. It's going to be really important this year for sure.
And how about those Braves too? I don't know.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you're a big fan necessarily, but I liked it for a multitude of reasons. And I grew up with WTBS. That's that dates me. For anyone watching this, it wasn't just TBS then. It was WTBS. And my grandmother, who moved from the East Coast, moved down to Ardmore, which is where we lived when I was growing up. And she watched the Braves faithfully. And so I grew up watching the Braves too, So I was pretty happy about that. Shout out to Dottie. Dottie, thank you for being here from the very beginning. Mama Mermaid, thank you also for showing up tonight. I appreciate you watching on YouTube, which, by the way, she's checking us out on YouTube or on the Facebook page tonight as well. Lots going on here on BCP Live, visiting with Daryl Holaday here on a Tuesday night in November. And, we haven't even made it to the midpoint of November yet. And still, it's time to talk about some Christmas shopping. Part of the reason, I guess, because of the supply chain, which, goes into what you're talking about, but it's not a bad time to do some Christmas shopping anyway, right?
It is, absolutely. And I would start, that's the thing that I tell my customers as they're coming in, and they'll see something and they'll be like, ooh, I'm going to put that on my Christmas list. We're not going to have just as a general, and me as a shopper, we're not going to have the flexibility I think that we've had in the past of seeing something and then coming back a week or two before Christmas and getting it. What's in the stores is probably what's all going to be available. Now, we do have some things that hopefully will show up over the next 2 to 3 weeks, but it may be one, it may be a two. So I would shop early. I would shop often. If there's any advice I can give to Christmas shoppers this year, it's you go back to the stores that you want to support, that has the product that you want to be looking out for, and budget accordingly so that you can shop early, because I don't know that things are going to be there when we're getting a week to 2 weeks away from Christmas.
Yeah, I do understand that. I like how you said that too, because we do need to support our local stores, and of course I know you know this. Folks who are regular viewers of BCP Live know that we're all about our local businesses. We're all about our Bryan County businesses here on BCP Live, and my work with the Durant Main Street Board now too is just it opens my eyes even that much more to what we have locally, and how important it is to support our local businesses.
It is, and and before we opened this store, I'm ashamed. I probably didn't support local business as much as I should. It wasn't something that I guess was ever really advertised as much. I think Facebook helps with that now.
Yeah.
Social media helps with that now to really say, "Oh, I didn't know this store was here." There's a new sporting goods store that does a lot of disc golf stuff at Play on Sports, and there's a new card store in town, at Box Busters, and we're starting to see a lot more of that. People, I think, take that gamble of, this is a passion of mine. Let me do it. And for us as citizens of this county, of this state, to really support that and get out and be knowledgeable about what's out there, I think is going to be super important. Your big box stores, they're going to survive. The little guys, they're the ones that's here because they have a passion about something, and so we try to really shop locally. Sometimes it's not possible, and I understand that, and hopefully maybe somebody puts in a business that meets those needs. But we're doing our best to try to support other local businesses because we know how important it is.
And it is important. And you know what? I agree with you. You were talking about you just didn't know, and I think there are lots of things I didn't know that we had here locally that I know more now, and I definitely want to support. And there are some of them are just even close neighbors. They wind up living just down the street from you, and you want them to do well, and you want their businesses to do well. And I appreciate you naming the other places too, and we want to talk about some of those other places too. But as we're talking about Pro Image tonight, and I'm again thankful visiting with Daryl Holaday from Pro Image. I'm going to stop for just a moment, give you a Southeastern related sports update, because tonight's show up is all about sports. Sports update from Bethany, Oklahoma. East Central, Southern Nazarene won the fourth set. So East Central and Southern Nazarene are playing in set number 5 right now. And believe it or not, Southeastern fans, I know you don't want to hear this, but you're cheering for East Central tonight, okay? Just want to let you know, you want East Central to win this game, and they're up 3-0 now in the 5th set. So that would help Southeastern's chances in the playoffs. So Southeastern volleyball already won tonight over Northwestern. All right, Daryl, it's an in-game update.
Awesome.
We needed to go ahead and do that. So it shows we're live here on BCP Live. Unless you're watching us on the replay, which many of you do watch us on the replay, and so thank you for that. Comments from the comments section. Mrs. Patriot says never. She's never going to cheer for East Central.
I have cheered for the 49ers before because it benefited my boys. So.
Okay, yeah, I understand how I know how it goes. I just have to see, and by the way, Mrs. Patriot will probably get on to me for this. The enemy of my enemy is my friend,
right? When
it comes to sports, so you just have to do that every now and again. All right, now back to Daryl Holaday. We were talking about sports. With that in mind, we talked about Christmas shopping, but a big weekend in the state of Oklahoma, Bedlam. During Thanksgiving, it's going to be big this year, and so people need to stop by your store, but also that's when Black Friday rolls around.
It is, absolutely. And it's Black Friday's kind of taking a different look, the last couple of years. You're already starting to see your big box stores, they're starting their sales now. And I think that speaks to what we talked about earlier, is they see the supply chain probably not going to be there towards the end of the year. They're trying to dump product now. So be ready when it comes to Black Friday. There will be, and I don't want to speak for any other businesses. This kind of goes back to that being knowledgeable about what's local. I guarantee you there's going to be local retailers that do Black Friday sales. That's a great opportunity for us to move some product at great pricing for the customers. This year's going to be even more important to do that. Like I said early on, I bought early, anticipating some of these setbacks. Right now, I've got a little over 10,000 items in the store. Now, granted, some of that may be I have 10 of the same lanyard, stuff like that. But there's other retailers that are going to have product in their store. So watch, look, search locally for those Black Friday ads and sales. We're going to have one on the whole weekend. So we're going to do Friday and Saturday Black Friday sales. We're still kind of putting together some of those items, but it's going to be some items that we think will go pretty easy. That'll make it easier on the pocketbook. We're putting together some bundles. I've been advertising those a little bit on our page. We've got several teams and basically it's a bag, and we're going to put product together in that bag. And we've had some so far. I'm looking over at my accountant over here. Anywhere from $30 to $50 to $60 off of everything in that bag. You're saving a bunch of money. You may even get 3 or 4 different presents out of that bag. But we're trying to do our part to make it easier for people to shop this year, make their money go a little further.
Yeah.
And they can come in and be like, hey, I just want the OU bag. Can you give me that bag?
That is such a neat idea. By the way, I didn't mean to interrupt. I've seen those. They are so incredibly cool. What a great idea. And you've been doing this for a while. I mean, you know what to put in there.
Yeah, absolutely. We know what's popular right now. We're starting to get the feel of what people are after, and we want to load them up on this stuff.
You mentioned, by the way, and to Mama Mermaid, I don't need the old man glasses right now. So thank you for checking on me. I appreciate that. East Central's up 6-2, and fifth set goes to 15 points. So that's good for Southeastern there. I want to ask you really quickly off topic just for a moment, because I know Mrs. Patriot's watching this. You said that your accountant was nearby. Is there a 49er fan listening closely to this?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know now. The show may have gone off the rails at that point, but no, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Mrs. Holaday, who is watching, and we appreciate her as well. So anyway, let me get it back to the things that you have to offer, because I'm thankful for your time. I wanted to make sure I'm using it wisely. In that, there are sales you were talking about. Let's lead with what's very, very, I mean, almost, to the last week, and let's lead into a couple things that you have to offer. You still have some World Series championship hats?
We do. We've got the on-field hat, so the hat that they got directly after winning the game. We have those hats in the store. They have released. It's called I don't know, like a city series kind of feel to it. We'll have a shirt and a hoodie for the Braves. They ship out on the 10th, and it'll have a play on some words for the city and state of Georgia there. The shirt's got like a big peach on it, and it'll say something like, it was a peach of a game, or a peach of a series, something like that. The hoodie's going to be really cool. You'll probably appreciate this, just some underlying meanings of it, but it says, won the battle. And then the A, T, and the L are highlighted for Atlanta. So some really cool stuff. And then of course we've got some other stuff in the store right now on sale, like with our glassware and some of our drinkware. So it's like I said, as we get that Black Friday ad put together, we'll be announcing that and putting that on our Facebook page. But it's going to be some really, really good deals.
Well, that is cool. Okay, now then for I know there are other things coming up.
Yep.
I mentioned Bedlam. So just to clarify, if we have some new people watching tonight, we have somebody, by the way, Melissa, somebody's saying Chiefs Kingdom. So just so you know, Mrs. Patriot's letting her loyalties be known. And in that, OU fans are well taken care of when they come to your show, to your shop. OSU fans are well taken care of when they come to your shop. And we're headed toward, we're just a couple weeks away, a little more than a couple weeks away from Bedlam as well. So you have a lot of college product too, which from my perspective, I grew up and I enjoyed the professionals things. I've got my favorite NFL and NBA teams and MLB teams. I don't know if as I've gotten older, I enjoy the college game even that much more. And you have a lot of college stuff there.
We do. And, sorry, OU fans, but I've got quite a bit of Baylor stuff. So,
hey,
they Baylor fan,
they still look good.
This weekend.
A little bump in the road last week,
yeah.
But they may get another big bump in the road this week.
Yeah, but we do. We've got, and the cool thing about the college and one of the supply chain, kind of go back to that a little bit, is there were a lot of businesses, manufacturers that had to shut down. So we've seen a shift in who's carrying what college, and we're trying to figure that out. But we've got OU, we got OSU, we got the Texas teams, I've got a mini helmet for Florida International. We've got Tulsa stuff. Tulsa's been in the news lately. They're pretty tough school up there. So we've been able to find the vendors even through some of the struggles on some of the colleges, because we know there's a lot of diehard fans at the college level.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really, really trying to meet that need. We got some burnt orange, of course, there. But definitely,
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit. You broke up a little bit at that last part. Burnt what?
That burnt orange. Yeah. Somebody got me the other day. I found one of my hats or one of my beanies turned upside down. So.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? That is also one of the neat things about sports. Not everybody is athletic. Okay, that's fine. Not everybody necessarily is a sports fan. That's fine too. But to get into some of these things, the rivalries that are there, the conversations that are there, when you get to, get together and watch like a Super Bowl party, you get together for a Super Bowl party. Some people are there for one team, some for another, some none whatsoever, but it still brings people together and it's just enjoyable. And I appreciate sports for so many different levels, and that's one of them.
It is. And it's, I think this year has really spurred a lot of, non-sports fans, customers, and I'll explain that. So now the games are back, and on a professional level, on a collegiate level, on the local levels, we've had people come in and they're like, we ask them, what are they looking for? And it's, I need a Dallas Cowboy shirt. Sorry. I need, a Texas Rangers shirt or whatever. And I'm like, oh, you a fan? No, we're just going to a game this weekend.
Yeah.
So it's not even that they're sports fans. It's that opportunity to get out, go to a game, and they want to dress and represent, even though they may not be a sports fan and a fan of that team, or their spouse is, or whoever they're going is. So we've seen a lot more of that this year, and I think that's even going to continue to grow. And I think that'll grow the sports fan as those people go to those games and they watch those games.
I want to give a shout out really quickly to Penny. Thank you for watching tonight, tuning in here on the BCP Live on this Tuesday night, where our live update from Bethany, Oklahoma, East Central 9-5 in the fifth set, and they played a 15 in set number 5. So if you're a Southeastern volleyball fan, sorry, we're cheering for East Central tonight to go ahead and pull off this victory and keep Southern Nazarene at 5-10 as well. Speaking with Daryl Holaday, as Daryl, I want to get to wrap up the time. Thank you again so much for visiting with me tonight. I really, really appreciate that. You have those sales, and we're talking about sports. I enjoy it. I'm really glad. Other than even my show on another channel on Midwest Sports Saturday, which will be out and about for the next 3 or 4 weeks, but I'm getting to broadcast games. 3 of the next 3 weekends out of the next 4 weekends, I'll actually be on the call for different sporting events as well. I mean, from soccer to volleyball to football. Thrilled about the opportunities, glad that sports are back. But I think that's also, it's one of the things that's indicative that there are lots of things that are back. And this is just good for all of our businesses, all of our local businesses, that we're able to get back to something resembling normalcy.
Yeah, it is. And that's where the local support, I think, is critical, because these businesses, and I know some that have struggled, some that like me that have opened up in the middle of this thing. They're troopers and they have fought through and they have done everything that they can do to make sure that their product or their service is still available at the local level. I've heard misconceptions about, well, if it's local, it's going to cost more. Put all that out of your mind. Go check these local businesses out. There's more to offer there than what you know, and I can attest to that because I didn't know before we opened the store.
Okay, well, tell us then one more time. Let us know, where do we find you? How do we get there? What days are you open? And what can we expect to see when we show up?
Yeah, Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6. We are closed on Sundays. We are at 1205 North Washington in Durant. So we're just on the south side of Pruitt's Foods, right behind that convenience store that sits on the corner there. We're going to have products from socks to jerseys to drinkware for college, NFL, MLB, NBA, and MLS and soccer, NASCAR, you name it. If it's a sport and you're a fan of it, we're going to get something for you, or we're going to have it in the store. So that's our goal.
All right. By the way, someone asked me recently, what do I want for Christmas? And I just texted back 2 words: Pro Image. There we go.
I know exactly what he wants.
I was going to say, if you walk in the door and say, what do I get for Joey? I promise you, they're going to know who I am, and they're going to know exactly what it is.
A 49ers pair of socks.
That is not. No. I'm sorry. That is not it. I'm not even sure I have an answer for that. All right, before I let you go, stay on with me here really quickly, yep. Daryl, and we'll close it out together. Veterans Day is coming up Thursday. Yep. Veterans Day is coming up on Thursday. There is a Veterans Day parade again this year. Last year, no parade, but there is a Veterans Day parade this year. It starts at 9:30. It will be going down Main Street, as parades just are generally want to do in Durant. They'll be going down Main Street. And the theme this year is investing in the next generation of veterans. So that's I think it's a really interesting theme. So that's pretty cool. 1:00, by the way, there is also an honor ride to go around to some of the nursing homes. So and facilities like that. So that's really, really cool. Veterans Day. We need to support our veterans. Always support our veterans. We are very thankful here on BCP Live for those who are active, those who have already served, those who have given everything for our country and for the freedoms that we have, and we never, ever want to take that for granted. So we want to honor you all on Veterans Day. That is going on at 9:30, and BCP Live will be on location downtown prior to the parade. We'll have a chance to interview the parade grand marshal, so be watching for that here. That'll be on Facebook Live on BCP Live. So I want to say thanks to Daryl Holaday, to Melissa Holaday in the background somewhere, talking about the 49ers to herself or something. I don't know what's happening right now. But for all that you all do, thank you again for being here in town. I appreciate your store, your family. Shout out to Brady, too, by the way, who we got to have on the show recently. We'll have him again sometime soon when he's on location, wherever. Yeah, we'll do that from his side on location. But thank you all for what you all do for our community and our county.
Well, thank you too, Joey. We appreciate your support.
Always. You're always going to have it. So remember, folks, I'm thankful for you all watching tonight. If you're watching live, God bless you. Appreciate that. Yes, Mama Mermaid, Pro Image, just the whole store. That's it. just get the whole store. Listen, you all are incredible people, and I appreciate you. We live in a great county. We live in a great community. I believe we live in a great area. And you know what? We live in a great country. And I just wanted to encourage you to keep on being the great people you are. Do great, live great, expect greatness. And some of the ways you can do that are this: be wise, walk in wisdom. If you don't feel like you have enough wisdom, ask God. He said he'd give it to you liberally. All you have to do is ask God for wisdom. And that's the way you go about those things. So number 1, be wise. Number 2, walk in love. It's important to walk in love. It's not always easy to walk in love. Sometimes it costs you a little bit to walk in love, Well, I guarantee you it's the best way to walk. Walk in love. And number 3, and this is very important, do not walk in fear. You're going to have opportunities every day to be afraid of something. If you turn on the news, they're going to give you reasons to be scared about this, that, and things you never even thought of before. They're going to give you reasons and opportunities to be afraid. I challenge you, do not walk in fear. You can have respect for a situation without being afraid. So there is that. Be wise, walk in love, and do not walk in fear. I'm Joey McWilliams. I'm thankful for you watching tonight. For Daryl Holaday, God bless you guys. Have a great, great night. Shop at Pro Image. Okay, shop at Pro Image. I know that whoever you're shopping for is going to be thankful that you did. God bless you guys. Have a great night.